Okay, so maybe now I am live. Just maybe. Just maybe. Okay. Maybe I am, maybe I'm not. No, who knows? 30 minutes in. Hooray. Come on. Finger so slow. Why? Come on. Come on. Oh, live now. Maybe. Let me see. Okay. So maybe now it works. Hopefully. About chat. Here we go. You go here, sir. Like so, maybe. A little bit smaller. Thank you so much for your cooperation. Bam. I kill you. You stay. But you get paused. Pause. Okay. It works. Yay! It works. Oh my god. I'm so sorry for the delay. That was just wonderful. Okay, so YouTube live streaming 10 out of 10 do not recommend. Or maybe I just failed. Who knows? Hello, Emily. Hello, Emily. So today I would like to welcome you all, beautiful people. Thank you for coming. I have this device here, and it's called Keymouse. Here we go. Maybe here and here you can see it somehow. And we will be talking about it. And okay, spread the information among my colleagues that using separated keyboard as wide as your shoulder would relax the back and neck muscle. People feel quite intrigued. Well, indeed, it feels like operating a battle station, like when you are in Star Trek or some like sci-fi movie. It feels like that, definitely. Emily, hello. Managed to find it? Yes, I did. I actually did find it. Then I wanted to try one more time to start it in the old stream, and that was like written the key or a link. So I copied the link there, and then I lost my streaming key, and then I was not able to find my streaming key. So there's that. Anyway, let's get started, shall we? Thank you for waiting. I really do appreciate it, and hopefully it will be worth it. It will be worth it. Let's go. Yep. So, if you have any kind of question please ask it at any time, and I will be more than happy to answer it. If you will have not any kind of question, I will go according these points, which I made some time ago, something I just thought. It's not really organized that much. So we'll see. We'll see. So just for everyone to make some like overview in the beginning, it is a key. It is a keyboard. It is a mouse, and it is a Keymouse. So as you can guess, so and you probably already see both of those devices, which you buy as one, acts as a keyboard and a mouse at the same time. So if I move this over here on the right, you can see it moves the cursor over there. And when I move this key mouse over here, it will move the cursor as well. What is another nice feature is that you can move them both, and it's kind of like it sums them. So if I go away from each other, it kind of stays in the middle. If I go towards each other, it goes there. But if I move both them on the left, it moves faster. A little bit. I think we can do some experiment. And my USB cable is bothering me, so I will do a little tiny trick, and I will connect it directly to my computer because this is connecting and disconnecting. I'm running a cable behind the screen, and I hear all the time. I need to get a new cable. That's what I'm saying. All right. So when we are talking about the overview, it is fully operable on a Wi-Fi on a Bluetooth as well. So I can move it like so, but it has some problems, at least for me. So about that we will speak later. So this goes here. This one goes here. Boom, boom, boom. This one goes instead of my hub, USB hub. Perfect, perfect. So, first one I would like to talk about is the rubber coating. So, when you buy the mouse, or the Keymouse, without any modification, it will look like this. And there's a gallery. And when we have a look at it, it is smooth because it has a coating, like a rubber coating on it. I had that too, but it kind of wears off, at least for me. And I had the shell in here. The problem I had with it, here we go. I moved it to the side for the moment, I think. Here we go, nice and neatly. So here are the shells which I had previously, and they have this coating, like rubber coating. You know, it's kind of shiny on the places, you know, and that is where it wears off, at least for me. And the bottom of it has no coating at all. Hopefully it is visible. Maybe not. Maybe over here. Or I can do the trick. Disconnect the disk mouse. Here we go. So this is how it looks. It has some kind of like rubbery coating on it, like spray painted. It's actually white from the other side. This one is like completely black and without any coating, and it uh, it smells. Uh, it wears off. It smells, or at least I had that problem. On a forum, you can on their support forum, you can find some people complaining about the same stuff. This might be a problem of just one batch, or not. I'm not sure. Also, take into account that I'm really like sensitive to the smells. I even went through like formal training to like tell apart some smells like on in tea. So it might not be something you would be concerned about, but it definitely was something I was. So I wanted the replacement. I saw some guys complaining about same or similar issue, so I joined them. I wrote to the Keymouse, and they were kind enough to send me another one free of charge. At the same time, I wanted different size, so what we agreed upon is that they will provide me in a new size, the one without the coating, which is here and here, and I paid for the bottom parts. Yeah, so that's what we did, and that is my experience with the rubber coating on it. This one doesn't hold that much, but usually that is no problem at all. You know, the friction is a little bit less, but it's good enough for me most of the time. But we will get to that in the next point on the list, I believe. So, yep, there's that is the rubber coating. I was intrigued, or I wanted to show it in the support forum, which is in here. You can find it. I recommend it to go in there, and you can ask questions about it. Sometimes they are really quick in the answers. Sometimes they don't. I suppose that depends how busy they are. I don't know. So, oh, and I was not showing it. Okay, so you go here in the support, and in the support there's a support forum. That's it. Here are all the sections. Okay, so that was all to the rubber coating. And do anyone has any question to that point? I believe not. Okay, what does Emily says? What does the different size change exactly? The size of the keypacks or hand palm? Okay, that is a great question. Thank you, Emily. And I have it somewhere. Okay, so I will move you up. We will now speak about you, sir. There. Okay, so the sizes, what is the same and what is the different? What will not change is the size of the keycaps. That is the same. Also, the size of these buttons and the layouts, how far from each other they are, that is the same. What they are changing is the elevation of this part in here. to the best of my knowledge, to the best of my understanding, that it's what changes. So I don't know. Yeah, maybe it's visible, maybe it's not. Okay, so it should be like this part is higher or lower depending on the size you have, and that actually does that you're either like your palm, this part is lower, so you don't reach as far, or it's a little bit higher and you reach further on the keys. Yeah, so that's it. To the best of my knowledge and what I tried to observe and compare, even the 3D prints online and the two sizes I have, this bump in the middle is same all the time. Um, Given that they still have to fit like the mechanism for the wheel and the mouse buttons, that I would say that that's the reason why they couldn't like make it or adjust it in the size. Yeah, yeah. Does that answer your question, Emily? That is that understandable? Do I make sense? Ah, cool. Katie says, I was just gonna ask if the size difference only lies in the thumb distance, if less perfect. Oh, yeah. When you are saying that, Katie, that reminds me of something, and the something is that there is a side effect which might not be desirable. That's given that I understand the change of the sizes. Like when your hand lies this way, you to press this key over here, you need to move your thumb more. If you know what I mean. If your hand's in here, you do just this, and when it's like the different size moves your hand in there, you have to like the crouch or like shrink your finger, if that makes sense in English, and then you press the thumb key. So which might or might not be a problem. Okay. Okay, so we have that. That is to the sizes. Yep. Thank you, Katie. It makes sense. There are some construction differences inside of the housings between the one, especially like the support structure for these function buttons, like where this holes goes, like in here. Yeah, but that might be also just new version of construction inside. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Okay. Okay, so that is to the rubber coating. And because of the rubber coating, that is there because of a friction, especially the friction between your hand and the key mouse. But that brings us to another point, and that is the friction with the mouse pad. So now we will be talking about the friction with the mouse pad. And that is, to my understanding, recognized problem with the folks from Keymouse. And the way I know is they released a video. They released a video about it. Here it is, and it is pum pum pum. I don't see it here. Okay, I search feet. Testing Keymouse alpha with ceramic feet. Okay, so here the one of the guys who make the Keymouse made a short video where he shows that he is trying a different feed for the Keymouse. I'll pause it here. You see it's different. Those ones, they are the ones which you would be used to normally. It would be the normal Teflon feed. Those are these little circles in here. Yeah. And yeah, so those are what they are using. And the mouse, the Keymouse, is much bigger and heavier than your like usual mouse. This one you flick around like really quickly, no problem. This one is like cheap Canyon mouse. This one is like you have this small 5 feet. This weighs much more than any mouse I had, and what I was using for a long time is this Razer Naga, which is considered like to be one of the bigger ones mouse. It has this thumb cluster. There are buttons, if it's visible. Probably not. Maybe here in the top. Yeah, you see here are the buttons, and that's like considerably smaller than a Keymouse, right? I don't know if I will be able to show it, but I actually went through these feet, and you will be provided with the extra one in your delivery of the Keymouse. And it kind of, yeah, just wear them out. I don't know, like this one I was using for like abusing. I was like gaming like so much and using it, like clicking all the time, like yeah, and like yeah, gaming. So a lot of use, right? And I had it for a long time. I had it for, I don't know, let's say like 4 years. 4 years of this constant use. And the Keymouse I have for a year, almost. Yeah, something like that. And I already went through like 1, 2, 3 free skates on the right hand, because I use the mouse predominantly with my with my right hand. Also take into account that given the construction here, when I have the mouse, even this mouse, which is considered like the palm mouse, which you would like cover an entire palm, the mouse, and then move it. It does not like have a weight of your entire arm, compared to this one, which have, at least for me, it is much more lifted from the base of the desk, so your hand will not rest on it. So it weighs more. Plus now weight of your hand. So when I just move it around, I guess just wears the feet's like much quicker, and it is noticeable. It is much more noticeable. Yeah, it's get heavy, and I had some on my right hand. It hurt recently for a few weeks. It might be because of that. I'm not really sure, but I don't use my left hand that much for a mouse, so I'm guessing that is the reason. Good message, good information is that good news is that when your right hand is tired, you can use your left hand more, or just the left hand. That can fix your problem, or at least I tried like consciously to try my habit to use the left mouse as well, and I think it helped. So I think that was the problem. Yeah. Okay, I hope that makes sense as well. So that was to the friction between the Keymouse and Keymat. To that, actually, I have more to say. And like you saw some pictures online of my setup. I believe it is on Xali pages, which you definitely should visit. Uh, it is in here. I'll just open it, change the view. Here we go. And if I say Xali, it should say something. It should not. Yeah, here it is. I think. Yeah, so here in the keyboards, somewhere in here, there's the picture of my setup. So you saw different mouse pads than I have in here. Over there, that is this one. It's a pretty big one. It's made of fabric. You know, this is HP Omen. It's one of the more expensive one. It looks nice. Uh, but there's a friction on it. Like there are differences between the soft mouse pads. So at first I bought this one from AliExpress. It looks really similar. You know, it's a little bit smaller, but the friction is much bigger than on this fabric, and definitely made a difference. So I went from this one from AliExpress, then to this one, which I used for a while. Then I saw a recommendation online, actually in one of those videos I showed you, and they were recommending a hard top mouse pad to use the key mouse on because it reduces the friction, and friction is the enemy in here. So for a moment, I went like this. I went just on the desk. And it was kind of okay, and it was better actually than using uh, the the mat underneath it. So the hard mat is way to go. And then when my right wrist hurts, like recently, start to hurt, I I was searching for something like really smooth, which would like improve it or relieve my right hand. And I went with something which was fantastic. It was awesome. It was just genius. It is like really small. Okay, so I bought this. It is okay. So I changed to this, and I will return to this. But I see that Katie has a question, and that is, and then you change to Teflon feet. Oh, so maybe was not uh, uh, exact, or I didn't say it correctly. All of these feet, which I was changing so far on these Keymouse, were Teflon feet. It comes in the package, and I should be able to find it, but maybe I left it in work. So we'll see. We will see right away. Here we go. Yeah. So it comes in this package. There we go. It looks like this. It's from 3M. Yeah. It's these tiny circles, and all of them are Teflon. They call it double coated tissue tape, but it is a Teflon. They are Teflon. They are Teflon feet. So I was changing and using them. I got few sets of them in my first order, and then when I ordered the shells, the new shells, I believe I've got another ones. Here are some spare keys, which we will talk about later as well. Yeah, and this one. So I hope that answered your question, Katie. Hope so. And then I changed to this, and this is just awesome. I don't know what material it is, but it glides, it just flies over it, just much better. It's just great, great, awesome, awesome. But I was not able to find this in a size which would be reasonable for Keymouse. Look, like for a normal mouse, it's like okay, like here we go, I can move, makes sense, right? Well, not so much on a Keymouse. See, that's funny to me, right? You cannot move much on it because you move there, and here we go. You are out of the edge, right? And you are destroying your feet even more when you are going on over the hump, over the edge, right? Then I tried to have two, like side to side, but that did not work that well either. So in my search and fight the friction with the mousepad or the thing underneath it, I bought this thing. This is from Logitech. Also not the cheapest thing, but it helped. It helped. It is not as good as whatever this is made from, uh, but it's better given that I actually can move my key mouse over it. Yep. Okay. So that was to the friction uh, with the thing underneath it, and that's it. Yeah. Okay. So the next one is mouse buttons, and they were out. They do. They do. They do. It starts with uh, them not registering or double clicking instead of single click. So, for example, here I have the mouse and you see the blue circle, right? And double click is like this double circle, right? That's the visualization I use. And like last few days, it just went stable, the single click for some reason. Before then, it was like double clicking like all the time, which was not convenient, let's say. I was trying to grab the Emacs window or whatever, and it would do double click, and suddenly it would be big, like all over the place. Yeah, so and so it starts with like double click, then they stop registering the clicks, and then it's just completely dead. And you also will be given like replacement even on your first order. Pum pum pum. They look like this. Oh, here we go. Yeah. Those are the guys. It's not focusing. Okay, and you are given a bunch of them. I'm not sure where they are now, but you get two types. There's the blue one and the black one. The black one should be the better one, and you can even order them in here. So I do this. Now I want the purchase. Well, not really. I want to show you something. And when we scroll down, it is not these here. small button, and now they show like only this one. And like some time ago, I will not specify it because I don't remember. They were they were selling two kinds, the black ones and the blue ones. The blue ones are harder to push. They require more, how is it called, actuation force, like noticeably more uncomfortable for me. And they withstand like their lifespan is I don't know how many clicks, but it's much less than the black ones, if I'm not mistaken. And currently on the forum, you can find that they are looking for another replacement for a better one, so which would have even like one order of magnitude more clicks. So it would be like 1 million or something. I don't know. I don't remember exactly. So that are the most buttons. Yeah, that is something. It's not like difficult to exchange them, but uh, mm, take into account that I went through electrical high school, like specialized in that, and then I went through electrical faculty, check technical, yeah, technical university, and my faculty was electrical. So, what might not be deal for me, it might be for someone else. I don't know. But still, I would say it's okay. You will not screw up, probably. Okay, so that is to the mouse buttons and the price. So yeah, the price it's 500 bucks, but you have to account for like importing fees when you are importing it to Europe, to European Union to be exact, where I live. So, and with everything like the fees, this part, then ordering the shells, uh, it was like close. It might be like $800 for everything for me, which you know it is what it is. I just wanted to mention it in here, and that brings me to just reminded me something which I did not mm, did not mention, the friction between hand and the mouse. Usually, me not having the rubber coating in here was is no problem. It just wasn't. Uh, but recently, the winter starts here, and my hands got drier or dry. Normally, I would not notice at all. Like I went for years in my life where I did not notice that my hands getting drier in winter. But suddenly it just made a difference. It made a difference. Suddenly it was a problem. It was like not so easy to use my Keymouse. It was just slippery. Like yeah. Mm. So it also depends on your hands, I suppose. Now, for some reason, it's still cold outside, but my hands are not dry, so it's not a problem again for me. So I don't know. Okay. Emily has a question. Do you pay import charges for things you order from overseas? Yes, I do. It is in the everything that enters the Schengen area, which I am in. It's complicated, like all these overlapping areas. You have like the border areas and then the economic areas but let's say to European Union, when you import it, something you have to, and there are some tariffs, and I don't know how it goes everywhere else, but here in Czech Republic, it's basically if you get lucky. If you are not commercial subject, They sometimes will pick your package and say, oh, you should pay this and that. And sometimes it just goes through and you don't pay everything. Uh, I don't know what is the rule or if they just didn't catch it for some reason. Don't know. Don't know. Okay, so the keycaps quality. Keycaps, they are different size than a normal keycaps. And you cannot use standard keycaps in here. They are smaller. They have a smaller footprint and the width is different as well. So here's the standard key I have. I have a bunch of them. And here I will take one of the keys from here. For some reason you will get you will get also these ones which are bigger, but they don't fit anywhere. It is just there. Uh, when you order like extra sets of keycaps, it will arrive in this nice plastic thing. Okay, change the view. Yeah, so it looks like this. Oh, that's much more difficult than I thought. Here we go. It looks like this. And here we go. As you can see already, it is painted. It is white plastic. It's spray painted. Then they have the lettering on it printed. And on top of that is see-through or transparent layer of some paint or lac or I don't know how you call it. And that wears out. That wears out for me at least. Uh, I'm a heavy user, but I still think like, for example, these keycaps, it's just one layer or it's just one material, and you will just not wear through it. And if you like these more, which I personally do, it feels better. It's just, I don't know, I like them more. You cannot easily replace them, these in here, because I was able to, like, what I did is in here, this one key over here, that is the standard key. Right? That is the standard key you can buy. But you can see they are kind of like stuck together. You see, there is no space. There's no way I can fit in here another one. It's just when you put one here, it kind of takes all the space. Even taking it out, it's much harder. Emil has a question. Are they flat like G20s, round dipped like DSR, or label dipped like OEM? Uh, I'm not sure about the process, but you definitely can feel them, so here we go. Here are the switches. Uh, I I would suspect that would be the um, uh, well, let's stay there. I don't know. I don't know. It's just some paint on top of that. I don't know what the process is, and I don't really know how to tell. I can just tell that it's definitely not laser etched. Oh, the intent where you put your fingers on. Okay, I get you. I get you. Yes, they are. They are. They are. They have this little bump, and the bump is on the F and a few other places. I switched them around, and maybe I would be able to show it. Here we go. Yeah, do you see it? Like, yeah, in here. Here's like this. Small thing. Why don't you focus? Hmm. Oh well, it is what it is. So they are. Uh, so I have one on F here. No, that is a J. On F as well, and I put more like on size, but yeah, they are. Uh, but given that was like really important for me when I started with it, this indentation, this bumples, or like this bumps on top. But really, it doesn't make sense on a Keymouse. It doesn't matter if they are there or not. At first, I was like, oh yeah, because on a normal standard keyboard, this is not exactly standard keyboard, but you move your hands like here and there, and you press like P like that, and then you write on a number row, and you press enter, and then you return. But that is not something you do on a key mouse, or yeah, you don't. Your hands are here, and they are steady, and you don't ever move like this. Like you would lift and that. Well, you can do that, and I definitely was doing it in the beginning, but I found out it's like much better to just have my hand stationary on the key mouse over time. I found that. That worked much better for me, at least. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, so we went over the keycaps quality. I talked about the keycap size. If you happen to know anyone, if I can find like these PBT, PBA or something they call, I don't know, in a footprint of those, I would be so happy. I would replace them right away. Let's see, even like when I put them on top of each other, I think I would be able to show you that the white, you can see it. You see, they are wider or narrower, depends on which are you talking about. Yeah, and that actually, this moving around, something I want to talk about next. I have it here, but uh, I will shift it in here. So it does not make what I was trying to do is to type the P with the same way you would type on a keyboard, right? So you have your fingers like here, and then when you press the P, you move your entire hand and press the P, right? Like this. That's the way how they teach you to touch type. On a Keymouse, there's the bump. There's the bump in the way. So they actually in one of the videos on their site or on YouTube they released, they actually recommend not to do this, like moving your hand, but rather press it with this finger, not the pinky, but with the ring finger. Which I was fighting. I did not want to do it. I was used to my touch typing normal, what I learned. But on a key mouse, really, it's better. It's better to use your ring finger, and that is actually the reason I bought the smaller size of the key mouse. And I might have been wrong. I might have been wrong. It might not be suited, and maybe some of the problems I have with the pain in my hand or whatever might be because I have the wrong size. I have just one size smaller. So I don't know. I would like to order the size smaller, but dude, it costs. Yeah, so currently I'm either stuck with this, or I will save the money for a time, or I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. Okay, so that is the typing Q and P. Oh, and like the escape key and so on, you press the same with with the ring finger as well. Here would be on the very edge, which is pum pum pum. Here we go. The keys on the edge. Where are some nice screenshots? Left side only. Oh, they sell. Oh, it is okay. So, and here the escape key, for example, you would press with your ring finger as well, you know, and it the mirrored case the same. Okay. How big are your hands compared to like A4 piece of paper for scale? Emily asked. Great question. And I'm actually prepared to answer that question. And it looks like the Keymouse are prepared for it as well, for you to choose which kind of size you want. And I have printed out, but don't see it. So give me a second. Give me a second. Here. Here we go. Okay, so they have this thing which you can print out, and it will give you some idea how big the Keymouse is. So you'll print this. You should set it up to like normal scale and so on. This is A4 format, and here you can see like how big it is compared to your hand, and you have like this. This is the side view, and then there are sizes. Oh, I printed double side. Okay. So I've left, right, side, and here we go. So if you want to compare it, it's like that. And here we go. So on the small, I kind of go over it. I cannot see it. On the large, it's like longer. You can see. Maybe I should align it like with this part. I will be aligning it, right? Okay, so this is the middle. See, it's kind of it's longer than my hand. When I go to medium, it's about the size, yeah. So that's what I bought originally, and then this one is the small, which goes for this, and I went for a small because I wanted to type the P with my pinky. Yeah, that's why. And then I found out, oh, this is X large and this is large. So when I align the large, it's a little bit over. Yeah, okay. And maybe, oh, whoa, you should not see that. You saw nothing. What is it? That's not a problem. You could see that. Okay, and maybe I could have some kind of measurement so that you kind of have some scale, like right now for you. So give me a second again. Okay, so big disappointment to the people in UK because we are using metric system in here, and that's the only thing I have in here. So you will need to do the calculation, or I don't know. So my middle finger from the top till the place where we were measuring is 8 centimeters. Oh yeah, I'm sorry, Emily, but this does not have, you know, only centimeters, only metric scale. So 8 centimeters, my middle finger is the length. I would say that would be, yeah, okay. And still, like my wrist, it is 18, 18 and a half, 19, something like that. Yeah. Okay. Now we can continue, I think. Oh, yeah. So macros, they are stored in software. And that is just self-explanatory, I would say. They have this nice software, which looks like this, and you can create. Oh, you don't see. Now you do. Here we go. So this is the software, and yeah, here you can change the layer. This is my blue layer, white, yellow, and you can do a macros. Uh, I did not create macros, but when I was going through the support forum, there were people complaining about it, and I kind of supposed that this, of course, the macros would be stored in the device. And to my great surprise, it is not. And I think that would matter to someone who would use the device with macros, which right now I have some use cases in my head that I want to do the macros. Like uh, in my workflow, I found some areas which are maybe in need of some macros, and now they are not transferable. They will live only in the software in here, and you have it on one computer, and that's it. There is a way that you can somehow, I think it's for Mac and Windows as Linux. Yes, 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 yes. Emily asks. Okay, I should maybe read the comments. So I have measured my hands, and then that's wonderful. You actually print them out and show, so the official recommendation is rather accurate. Uh, Yes, yes. At the time, I thought that they are wrong, that it's bad size, and but that was only because I was trying to type the P and Q letters with my pinkies. They are accurate, I would say. Yes. The software for and Katie is correct, or at least I think so. It is for a Mac and Windows and Linux. Yeah, you can do so with some limitation. Unfortunately, I believe the or I read somewhere on their forum that the the firmware update on these devices can be done only on Windows currently. Yeah, before maybe buying or deciding, uh, it would be a good thing to ask about that if you are a Linux user or macOS user. I would I would ask them in a forum. Yeah, they answer things. I wanted to find out, I didn't. So maybe next time. All right. So you go away, sir. And here we go. Okay, so everything in here is 3D printed. I'm not sure if I mentioned it. Uh, Now I did. So they are 3D printed. They have this like pattern, like equipotentials. If you study physics, or the levels, like when you have a map and they have like the circles, like maybe I will be able to show it, maybe, but I'm out of luck with the focus these days. Today, it seems like. So where is it? I changed to this one, and maybe I will be lucky. And as you can see, I'm not a professional streamer. I'm using just two old phones. Well, one new one, second one. Yeah, yeah. Here we go. It shows. You see? You see. So it has this kind of look. It's 3D printed. If you know the 3D prints, you will be quite familiar with it. This is not the finest print. You know, the layers could be smaller, but it's not the biggest as well. So that is something to know about. Some people do mind it, some don't. Uh, Me personally, I feel that like every cheap mouse has like better feel or more quality feel to it. I don't know. It feels like little bit. Even though you are paying like luxurious money, you are not getting luxurious feel or show. Or it's definitely interesting to people when they see it, but uh, it's 3D printed. You might like it, you might hate it. It is 3D printed. That's the way it is. Okay, now the scroll wheel. I wanted to talk about scroll wheel. Really? Why? Okay, so I don't know what I wanted to say about scroll wheel. It is there. It is there. It works on both sides. So if I go to in here, I can scroll with the left one, with the right one, and I scroll with the left one. Both of them, no problem. Yeah, it is. It is not. I know what I wanted. The scroll wheel, some like of the Genius mices, I think they have like this free scroll which you can flick them and then it scrolls and scrolls and scrolls, right? Not the case in here. Can you set it up to scroll horizontally? Let's see. Let's see. So here is my layer, and here is toggle, left click, right click, and here is scroll up and scroll down. You see, right? So on the left, I'll do this, and here I will say scroll left, and here we will scroll right. So it seems like you can, and I have it connected through my USB cables, so I can do this, which is file and where it was devices, save to the Keymouse devices. I press the button. I have selected both of them, which I can have the left only, but here we go. I press the key and it works. I hope so. Boom, boom, boom. There's the one. There's the second one. Come on. Come on, come on. Done. Close, and now we can try it. So I need some page which is where I can scroll horizontally. So what would be the good page? Google not. I just do it on exact pages, and I will do something really horrible, and that is magnifying so much that you have this scroll bar. Okay. Yeah, you can just zoom in. Yeah. Thank you, Emily. And it works. But on most of the systems I work on, this works, which is pressing Shift and then scroll, and it acts as a left and right scroll. So it works on Windows machines. I think it worked on my Linux box. Not sure now. I wasn't working on it for a while. Yep. Yeah, so I did not even set it up like this. Just use the shift and then the scrolling. You did not know that. Now you do. Okay, so I will set it back, which will scroll up, and it will scroll down, and those days, devices, save. Okay. Thanks. Oh, happy to do so, Emily. Happy to do so. Done. Okay. So I will move you away, and here will be. We will do this. Oh, this is interesting. Anyway, so we were over the scroll wheels, and now I think, okay, speed of the development. Okay, Emily asks, how accurate do you find small movements? As I could see that being coffee led with such a large device, especially that you can't put a finger on the table for reference. Uh, no lying, it is not as nimble as mouse. No, no, it is not. I get better and better with it. So I could write on a screen, but it's nowhere near uh, the nimbleness and preciseness of a mouse. It is not. It is not. Coffee-let is difficult. Oh, another idiom I learned. Great. Yeah. Also, what you don't do is like you haven't see me like uh lift the Keymouse off, right? They have this button on the side, which is mouse freeze. It will be somewhere in the gallery, I'm sure. And you just press it, and that will just hold all the inputs, like disables the mouse sensor. Here it is. I don't have it labeled, but it's the middle one. And what? Oh no, I feel it is a typo. Okay, so I'll ignore it. Okay, so you press the button. Here is on my left mouse. I set it up to like permanently disable, and then on my right one is toggle. Right, so if I press it now, I can move it. If I release it, and I can move whatever. It stays. Now it moves again. Yeah. So I hopefully I answered that one. I have no experience with trackball, so I cannot compare it to trackball. Yeah, it's definitely usable. I would say the only thing being that holds kind of it could have less friction. Actually, I purchased the ceramic feet they were referring to in the video we played earlier, uh, and they arrived just today. Just today they arrived, so they live here in this box. I still haven't opened it yet. I didn't have the time, and I will know more after I will try it. Yeah. Okay. So speed of development, slow, slow. They announced it on a CES like many years ago. Then it took 3 years to deliver like first prototypes, which you can buy actually. And I'm mentioning that only that this trend continues. So if you are in hope to for the Keymouse to be different, it will be not anytime soon. For example, they released a video about a device which is in the video section, not even in here, and they called it Comet, I think. Uh, it is a smaller and supposed to be like much cheaper keyboard. Here it is. And it has only one main board, so it will be cheaper because of that. The manufacturing, it's also 3D printed, the same things. What I don't like that they kind of break like the pattern they were using on all the other devices, and that is to have 4 thumb keys per hand. They have a 3 in here and 3 in there. So if you happen to have the Keymouse already, or Keymouse Alpha or Keymouse Track, you might be used to some workflow and you will not be able to do that in there. And here, if you play this video, they are saying that it will be released or available for purchasing like next week or in 2 weeks. And the video is now, I don't know, let's see. It's still not available. I'm not sure if it will be. And it is from, let's see, February. So that is the second month of this year, and we have almost 2020, and no signs yet. So yeah, and that's how it goes. Something gets resolved, like some software issues. Yeah, but even they have a time. I guess it's small company, or I don't know. It's something to count in. So if you want to buy it, you, I guess, should be satisfied with the current state of things, because it might not change for a little bit. Yeah, or it might, but I wouldn't rely on it. No, no. Yeah, I like it too. And Katie is asking about the bowl shape. None of them are exactly bowl shape like you would on, for example, the Kinesis Advantage, which is this one. For those who don't know, here we go. Here is the one. I tried the Kinesis, and it's different. Here, even like you can type you can type the P with your pinky with no problems. Here it's just different. You have to you have to use your ring finger. But when I switched, it was better. It was better. Yeah. So I I don't know. Maybe I misread some instructions somewhere. I don't know, or I did not went through like all the videos at the beginning. Uh, or I did not want to change it. I don't know. Definitely, like using your ring finger for that is better. The standard one has no ball shape either, really. But yeah, a bit of a shame. Oh well. It is what it is. It is what it is. Okay. So I mentioned that. Bluetooth connectivity. Yeah, so that is something I experienced. I think I saw someone mention it on the forum as well, that they kind of saw it. And originally I thought that the battery life is like really short, because like after like half of day of use, I experienced this lag, right? So Yeah, so now I'm moving it like constant pace, and maybe you can see it. Okay, so here it is, and it's kind of like slow. It's laggy. Yeah, now it's slow. Now it's really slow, and now it's even slower. I don't know. And this I move the same speed, and it's much faster, the left one. Uh, Sometimes it's slow, oh, now it was fast, then it's slow. And I don't know what's happening. I don't know what's happening, but because of that, I basically use it only in the cable mode now, like not without attach the cables. It's just better. Uh, Not sure what is going on in there. Um, yeah, so that's something to know about. And now when I connect it, yeah, it's just so much responsive, like night and day, like really. Now I'm moving it the same speed as previously without it and without the connected cable. It's just different. Just different. Okay. Okay, now we are going to the good stuff. Shoulder width. That is something which is like so pleasant, like really, like I don't want the non-split keyboard like ever, never again. It's like uh, I don't know, like previously you would sit like this, you know, or I did, and here I would be typing like, and you can see on my posture like already, right, and I could straighten up, but it kind of like it tends to like I would have to like really focus that I should be upright, and then it's like not really comfortable. Like, and I'm saying that now because previously, but before I had this, I did not complain about it. I didn't even thought about it. It was just it, right? That was the only thing I knew. That you have your hands like this, you know, and you bend your wrists and so on. But I guess I was not typing as much then, so I did not have any problems. Lucky me. Uh, and now with this, it's just awesome. It's just so comfortable. It's just how you feel like you're like the entire like destiny of like all humankind like lies in your hands because you're driving this spaceship, and it's just like you want to touch it, you want to work on it, you just it feels so nice, it's like you're sitting there and you kind of relax, you can lean your back or against the chair, and here you go, like full speed ahead, like and comfy at the same time. It's just awesome. Oh, maybe I could shift to the right. Yeah, yeah, that's just great, great. Uh, it's awesome. It's awesome, and I don't think like even the kinesis, which I showed, you know, the thing is that you can have it your shoulder width apart, yours, because like uh, okay, I don't have the like widest shoulder width, but I have more than most of my colleagues, and like we would all work at the same keyboard, right? At the same type, and like have it like your way, like your way. It's just awesome. 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 I just cannot stay. I have a friend which, when he is visiting me, he has to go sideways, like through doors. He's just like really muscular and so on. I think he would benefit even more than than I. Uh, yeah, yeah. It's That's just wonderful. Yeah, and I can only repeat myself. It's just so comfy. It's just so nice. It just like I just look forward to like be in this position. Like okay, like for a minute or two, like it's completely okay. You don't feel anything, or at least I don't. And but for longer, it really shows. It's awesome. It's awesome. I cannot say anything more. Let's go to the another point. The key layers. Yeah, so you have noticed that it does not have arrow keys and some other keys, right? Like when you look, yeah, let's see. So this is like the QWERTY layout in here, and where are the things, the arrows, the backspace, and well, backspace is here, so delete and so on. You press a modifier key. Here it is for me this one, and it switched to this profile, and you have other things to type, and you have the keys to move you all around. And it is fast. It is just it's awesome. It's I can go normally I was so stoked about Emacs, that you have these shortcuts. You can go at the beginning of the line quick, or at the end you can copy and paste, and that was like so nice. Like in Vim, it's awesome. In Emacs, it's great. And now it is like you have your Emacs like in here. For me at least for like the sake of moving around. So for example, Xa have his like key layout, which I kind of like. The Xa like keys. And okay, no, not this one. Not this one. Go back, go back, go back. Da, da, da. Bum, bum, bum. Most efficient key by that looks like it. And here is like you would go up, down, word left, word right, undo, insert, and so on. Using this keyboard and the layers and the macros, if you want, you can actually recreate this, right? You can recreate that, and then you would have it in all of the places, because if you are lucky, you can use your editor of choice everywhere. For example, in my company, that's not always the case. Sometimes I have to use some Microsoft SQL thingy, and that does not have any key bindings like such. So uh, that is kind of nice. So you can it's better. It's nice. You can help yourself like pretty much, I would say. Just doing this, I can go here, and I even in Emacs, I normally do go to the beginning of the line. It will be Control A, right, like this, and to the end is Control E, I think. No, it's not. Oh, it is, yeah. So Control E, and I don't use it anymore because it's much more suitable to just go the home and end like in here. And I do, like you see, like here, like I just go back and forward, boom, 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 no problem. And maybe I won't jump by word. It's Control and the modifier, which I can press with with the thumb. I press those two keys. Oh, dang it, those two keys, but the layer in there. Yeah, in here, the behind, and I go boom, 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 boom. Like so easy. It's just nice. Yeah. The chording with the same hand, not so much. I don't like that. But when you have chording, like pressing with your left hand and then pressing something with your right, I find that that useful. Recording on the same hand, not so much. And this one is like great, 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 great. Just I like it. Yeah, and also like you don't have a numbers in here, right? It wasn't here and wasn't there. It is in here, and so I have it set it up normally. They would have it in here, the yellow, or in here, the yellow layer. I have it set it up in here, and I press this number, this key, and then I have a number pad over here. That's pretty nice, and I can do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I type it much faster than I can say it. Yeah. So that is someone does not like it. I think it's pretty nice. I think it's pretty nice. Okay. I talked about the macros. Oh, dang it. Uh, any questions maybe to what I said? 2 viewers, I think. 3. 3 viewers, maybe. Da-da-da. Some questions? No? Okay. Yeah, and this is something I wanted to tell, and that is basically why I bought it. And that was the like currently is the only device which like do the combination of mouse and keyboard this well. So it is expensive. It just is, and uh, it is the only device, the Keymouse Alpha and Keymouse Track, which are those two, right? The one with trackball and the one which act like a mouse. Those are the only devices which have combined this functionality together, and I kind of like it. I kind of like that you have this combination like in your hand. You don't have to move your hand away. Uh, it's nice. Now I'm not so sure that it really helps me that much in my speed, in my process. For me personally, the bottleneck would be understanding the code and what the hell is happening in there. Uh, but still, it's like before of the comfort that I can have it like shoulder width apart. It's just that's worth it. That's definitely worth it. Actually, like moving like around, like click here, and then I would like type something and here, and I don't have to like move my finger. I'm right there. I can just go. Yeah. But I tend to not use the mouse. Well, I would say that much, but at the same time, I went through multiple of the pads. So I don't know. Okay, continue. We will. There's the support forum which I shared with you already. So we already talked about that. Ask them, feel free. I would say some people are giving advices even. That's good. We talk about the change of the shells already. The new rubber coating. Oh yeah. When I was changing the shells for the one which don't have the rubber coating. I have to have a drink. I think that is something they also like recognize as an issue because they actually asked me for a opinion on. They sent me like like prototype of the mouse, which they had like replaced these places with actual like rubber. Like there was like insets and they were like laid in like the pieces of rubber, and they were like, oh hey, how do you think this works? At that time it really bothered me because every time I touched that mouse and I tried to smell the tea, and uh, tell apart the subtle subtle differences, I could smell the rubber from my head. And I'm saying that, and I also should mention that, for example, the Razer Naga has also like this rubbery coating on it, like kinda. Yeah, I never felt it. I never was not able to. Like even some like phone I had this kind of like rubbery coating. My ThinkPad I have like this on top of it, like this rubbery coating. Never smelled. Never smelled. Or at least I was not able to smell it. But on those, it was. I just can't miss it. Yeah. So they were they were doing like something. I think they also know about it. That's just my guess. Price of everything together. I set it using both mice at the same time. Okay, so we can do the test, I think. And that is if I'm mistaken or not. So I will do this, right? I'll put it in here. I will move one mouse, and then it at some time it should connect with the other one and move both together, right? And if I'm not mistaken, it should go faster if they touch. Okay, so let's go. Uh, okay, I couldn't tell. Okay, so let's do the other way. Mm. Okay, it definitely feels like it to me, but maybe I was just mistaken. I don't know. Yeah, I think I think so. I think so. And or maybe I could do this. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. Okay, so maybe that was just my imagination. Probably. Huh. I would swear that it is faster when you move them both at the same time. That's weird, but this kind of proves me wrong. Okay, so uh, there's this topic of reachability of screws, which is no biggie, really, if you don't take your mouse apart multiple times, which you might do because you want to replace these guys. Those are the switches, the mouse buttons, you remember? Yeah, and for some reason, they have these columns, and some of them are like really tall, and some of them are sitting like, dang it, cannot see anything. Yeah. And because of that, some of them like really deep inside of it, and you don't see like if you are in the groove and so on. It would be much nicer if all of them were like closer to the bottom surface. And I don't know why they decided that. So it would be nicer to have it like closer to the surface just for the convenience sake. Uh, that's not really a biggie. You can do it either way. I just that's one thought on it. Uh, the construction inside. Boom, boom, boom. I don't know. Maybe I will skip that or that. Are you guys still there? Maybe not. Okay. So it's the time talking to myself. It's Japan. Okay, so another thing they are doing is they are bending the legs of the switches, which they need to in order for them to fit. And I have the printout they sent me, so it will be maybe somewhere in here. Yeah, kinda. Okay, but they did it differently in here. I thought maybe they made it shorter, I don't know. Okay, so what is there happening? So here you have the switch. Oh, that is a bad idea. Oh, that is just a bad idea. Let's see if they... Yep, the message has been severely delayed. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I'm glad that you're here. Da-da-da. Okay, so here they have in support, there's this section with instruction to assembly and disassembly. Keymouse Alpha. They at the time they did not have it online, and they did send it to me, I think, to the email. So this hopefully will be updated version. And what they are doing, or they did at mine, is they, when you have, this would be the view from top on the switch, and they would bend the legs so that the contacts would reach outside of it. Which when you want to like, or I why did I did bend it? Why I was removing the switches? I don't know. Uh, well, basically what I'm trying to say is that if they are bent outwards, you should bend it inwards, because every time you take it out and in, if it bends outwards, it will not get through these holes, these cutouts, you see? So you would straighten it up, then pull it out, then put it in, and bend it again, right? That's just really bad for the material. If you played with a wire as a small child or even now, so if you bend it like multiple times, it will break over the time, right? So that is something they should do differently in their manufacturing, I believe. Yeah. Yeah, so here we go. Here is the switch. You can see, and now here they can I view it bigger? So hey, here they are not bent for some reason. I don't need the outline. Go away. Okay, that's definitely not what I wanted. Could you please be smaller again? Make the font smaller again. Bam. Here we go. And now we are on page whatever. Yeah, so now they are straight, like facing like right towards you. And then after the wiring, they do this bending. And in the factory of theirs, they will bend it like so. Oh, you cannot see the sec. Thank you, Katie. Thank you. Here we go. So I have found it. So here is the switch when it's assembled in the case, and you can see that it's bent outwards, you see? So you cannot pull the switch out of the board without straightening those again. And yeah, Just unfortunate. Yeah, so that was what I was talking about. If you straight it and just bend it and straight it and bend it, this one will get a much structural damage, and it will just not holds up, and it will fall. It will fall away. So what I did is I bent them inwards. I did not know how exactly I did it. It looks like there's no space, but I did it somehow, and my my mouse works, so I found the solution. Maybe this there and that there. I'm not using the LED lights. No one does. So maybe that was the way I crossed these over each other, and those two, which actually made the function of it, I bent differently. I don't know. Okay. Anyway, that was the another point. Okay. Using the left mouse when right hand is tired. I talk about that as well. Updates only on Windows machine. I talk about it as well. Cable twisting. Oh yeah. Okay, so that might go. It's you will get this like really nice cable, braided. It's called braided. It has a some kind of waving on top of it. I hope I will be able to show it, but who knows? I will use this as a thing. Can you focus? Can you not? Maybe. Can you see it? I don't know. I'll show. Here we go. Da-da-da. So, well, it's not like not just the plastic. It is the normal, the rubber, and on top is this waving like the some fiber, which is nice. It looks nice. Uh, I have some problem with it, and the problem is uh, that it's get twisted. Maybe I was doing something bad, but this one, it twists like snakes, and it gets stiff, you know. And that didn't happen to me for another cable, like non non non-braided cable. So I don't know. Well, maybe I was like winding it badly. I tried the thing when you go under, which should prevent that, but it didn't. Uh, and I would guess that's the property of all cables. Maybe I don't know. I don't know. Maybe that's not even like fault of anyone in here. Maybe I did it myself. Uh, Take into account that I was doing this like twice a day. Like I would go to the office like in the morning, like go to the office, then I would set it up everything, and in the evening I would also like put it into loop, and then I would go home. Yep. The liars, liars. We already talked about liars, right? Yeah, we did. So bye bye. And modifier case on one hand and letter second hand. Okay, so this is kind of non-descriptive, but I already said that I like kind of like the chords when you're chording with the two hands, like you're holding one finger on one hand, and then you are pressing something on the second hand. Uh, there is something which you are not able to do with this software, which you might be used to get. You cannot see my desktop again, which you might be used to get from another programmable keyboard, and that would be the one-shot layout and like multiple keys like press registering. Okay, so let me explain. The one shot is that you press the modifier bam, and then you press another key, and it would. So let's say I would press the blue one, it would switch to here. Then I would press another key in there, and after sending this AND or whatever, it will switch back. That one doesn't happen in here, at least to my knowledge. Yeah, so there's just two options. Either you will lock it, or on the press you are in the layer, right? So the one shot does not exist in here. It's not available. What you also cannot do is to press two buttons simultaneously and it would mean something. Currently, there is no means how to do that, and given the development pace, yeah, it will not be for some time, if ever implemented. I don't know. I don't know. They have some priority list or like the wish list. Uh, as far as I know, it's not public, so uh, you don't know what's if it will be implemented next year or at all. Okay, and yeah. So that was the one shot and the multiple keys to press to mean something. Yeah, but you have the lock. Yeah, so if I do blue, so I can set it up so I can press it, and now everything will be blue until I toggle it again. Okay, so I went through all the points I wanted to talk about. So I would like to ask you guys if you still have some questions. Is there something I did not answer? Type now or be silent forever. Kidding. You can ask me anytime. I am more than happy to. I did not know that anyone else would be interested in this stuff. So thank you for letting me know. Okay. Have you, by any chance, have to use the Keymouse on someone else's laptop? I mean, what will happen when you switch laptop? Great, great question. Thank you, Katie. It is, it will work. Like the layout is stored in here. The all the layers will be stored in here. Everything is stored in here except for the macros. Macros are not stored in there. So if you have some kind of layout, your settings, what have you, it will work. It will work. You can transfer it. You can connect your Keymouse, and it should work. I have to say, I think I did not try it. I might have, but I probably didn't. This is uh, this is what I think how it should work. This is how the Keymouse people are saying it should work. If you are really interested in that, I can test it on. I have multiple laptops around here, so I definitely can test that like right away. Even I have a Mac around in here. Yep, it's over there. Yep. Yeah. I hope that answers that. So, do we have another questions? Da, da, da. Okay, if not, I will end this. Thank you so much for coming. Uh, I was. Oh, okay. Nope. It's okay to say it's nope. Thanks for the talk, which is very thorough and helpful. Oh, thank you, Katie. And Emily says bye. Bye, Emily. Thank you, Katie. If there's anything you would like to know more, you can contact me. Very useful, thank you. And yeah, this is my daily bread and butter. There's definitely some things, if you couldn't tell, I'm not happy about. But I also have to say that every time I switch to another keyboard, I cannot wait to get back to this one. It it is just awesome in so many ways, and the downsides are just the benefits for me just outweighs more, or just so much more beneficial for me than some things I cannot do on it. Oh, there's one more thing. There's a one more thing, and that might be Windows specific, and that is normally my workflow would be I would want to switch from one application to another one, like just pressing something and go there. Like on a Windows, the way to do that is on this guy. You can do pressing the Windows key and then any of the number, right? And if when mm, you have the main menu, the bottom row, start menu, how is it called? Like the bottom row with all of your applications open. So they are aligned. Like if you press Windows and 1, you will go to the first application or the first icon, Windows 2, the second, and so on and so on. And that is really quick how to navigate between different things. I think on a Macintosh that works as well. I'm not sure. I'm not 100% sure. It's a few years since I used them. And mm, I cannot do it on my Keymouse. I cannot. That works only if there's like one window opened per application. When it's one window opened, I can press Windows 1, and that will open the File Explorer for me, right? File Explorer for me. Then I will open, what can I open? Okay, so this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so 8 would be Anki for me. Yeah, so I will open that, right? And here's my Anki. Like no, close, right? And then I can shift between those like really quickly. It was like 1, here we go, 2, 8, 1, 8, 1, 8, 1, 8. It's just so quick. You don't do like this alt tab thingy and so on, because you are using just one, and I can minimize it as well, right? Here it is somewhere, like, and then I go bum, like press it again, and it's minimized. And I want to focus the File Explorer, and I press Windows and 1, and here I am. If I have more windows than one open, it stopped work on a Keymouse. I don't know what's the problem. Normally, you would press one once let's say I have two windows of the Explorer, which may happen. I want to copy stuff. If I will do that, I might from time to time. It's very visual. And now I'm, let's say, in this one. Now I want to press the Windows and 1, and it will do nothing. It will do nothing. It will do nothing. It will not work. I wrote to the Keymouse people about it, and it's in the list of wishes. But I think I'm the only person who wanted it. But so I'm not really hoping for it to happen. Maybe if I do macro, it will work. Yeah, you should try that. All right. So, any more questions? If not, I'm going sleep in a minute. Okay, there's some delay, so I'll wait for that. But thank you. Thank you for sticking up with me. I'm sorry for the delay at the beginning. And see you around. Bye, beautiful people.